Hi, welcome back to Guffs Stuff Weekly Podcast. I'm Javen.
And I'm Guff.
We're gonna do an episode
Of
similar to an episode we did back in May.
Okay, update episode on
Update episode on what are we playing recently? What
Okay.
games have we been playing, and what have we been having fun with?
Okay.
I'll let you
I
start.
don't have fun with any game, so
That makes
help.
sense, and then we can go back
I'm just
and forth.
I'm just a bitter old man.
Let's go back and forth.
Okay, so I think I'll start with my phone games.
Phone games. You're a mobile gamer now?
I have always played mobile games.
I never really have.
I not really games. I do well, there's a couple games I do. I did finish Hidden Folk.
Oh, nice.
I completed it 100%, found every single thing, and then they unlocked it. Well, I shouldn't tell people.
Okay.
But just finish it and you'll find out what I mean. Let's see here. I found Brotato on that one.
That game's so fun.
That's an interesting game. It's a little harder, I think, on
Mobile.
a phone because you're always covering up part of the screen. Even I use a stylus, but even there you're still covering up part of the screen.
Well, and
You need to be able to see what's going on.
the whole screen isn't always available with some characters
Right.
in the game. So
But so yeah, it was kind of tough. I like it. It was a pretty fun game. And then I don't know if it's really a game, but I listen to podcasts a lot
okay,
and audiobooks.
yeah, we talked
Towards
about
evening, sometimes I'll sit there and just veg out and kind of let my brain chill out. And during that, I usually do like word games, so I keep my brain healthy with words.
that. Gotcha.
That's my mobile versions right now. What I've been doing.
All right.
So what do you play on your phone?
On my phone,
Or do you play anything on your phone?
I don't play anything on my phone.
Okay, what are you playing then?
Well,
Let's
I
go to
guess
PC.
since last time we played, I'll start with the most recent stuff I've played.
Yep.
And my two most recent games is a game called Void Crew,
Yep. Heard of it.
which is a cooperative PvE mission-based game.
Right.
So it's kind of like Deep Rock Galactic or Vermintide or something like that, where you pick a mission and you go and you do certain objectives and stuff like that.
Right.
The core of the game is you're on a spaceship, and it's a pretty complex spaceship. There's a specific player has to sit in a gun to shoot a gun. You have to repair parts of the spaceship. Sometimes you have to leave the spaceship. You have to drive the spaceship. Lots of different chores or posts within the crew, and that's been really fun. We have a pretty tight knit group that we play with that now,
Okay. Good.
and we're a pretty well oiled machine at this point.
Right. Well, it's good to have a.
It's
good
early
play with.
access. It just came out a little while ago, and we've been playing it. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it quite a bit.
Good.
It's got enough challenge to keep me interested, and it's got enough progression and unlocks that I feel like I'm still
Right.
getting stuff done.
Right.
And we only do like one mission here or there, but we've done longer sessions too, where we played multiple missions.
Right.
Yeah, Void Crew gets my thumbs up. It's a great game. Let it cook a little longer if you want. There's definitely more content that can be added, but it's playable now. I've got about 10 hours in it, and I feel like I could play it twice or three times as long before I run out of stuff to do, just by looking at the progression.
Right.
The other one is Factorio.
Well, I don't. You've been playing that one for years.
No, I've been playing it for
You
years, but
started playing it.
I came back to
Yeah.
it full time after leaving Satisfactory,
Right.
which I believe that's what I was playing last time we did this kind of episode.
Yeah, it probably was because I was playing it too. Probably should get back to that at some point, but
I'm waiting for the update to finish cooking, and then I'll play it on the main branch. I was playing on the experimental branch, and now they're just kind of ironing everything out and fixing everything.
okay.
So I experienced most of the content on the experimental that was new, and I'm just kind of letting it cook a little bit longer, and then I'm going to really dedicate once it gets a little more optimized.
Okay.
But Factorio, I 100% of that game. I've
Right.
got all the achievements on Steam, and now I am working on overhaul mods.
Okay.
So I'm at the point in the game where I've experienced everything that the base game has to offer,
Right.
and I'm doing the complex mods, the stuff that overhaul some of the game systems and
Right.
mechanics and stuff like that, make it more difficult.
Right. Something. Yeah. Well, it just makes it different.
And I'm gonna get tons of more hours out of that game.
Okay.
That game is just so fun to me.
Interesting.
Factorio, we did a whole episode on it. Go check it out.
Yep. Still haven't played it, but one day I'll get around to her.
How about PC? What have you been playing?
Ugh.
Not our co-op games, but like, what have you been playing by yourself?
By myself. Well, man, let me look here real quick. I've played Starfield quite a bit, but I do take a little breaks from that because I'm getting towards where I'm playing it, and so is my wife. And unfortunately, I'm a little ahead of her right now, and so I don't want to completely spoil the game
Yeah,
for her.
discuss it and stuff. Yeah.
You know, I not that she even cares. I don't think she gives one hoot whether I beat it ahead of her or not. But it's more about I wouldn't want her doing that to me.
Right.
So, not that I would really care, I guess, as long as I didn't hear the ending.
Yep.
But I do play that. I have been playing a little bit of. Oh darn it! I don't even think it's on my. No, it's on Xbox, so it's on my PC Game Pass.
Okay.
City Skylines 2.
Oh, how is that?
It's pretty interesting. I don't know if anything's really changed. I mean, I guess it's been a while since I played City Skylines or even SimCity for that matter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a city builder game.
Pretty enjoyable. Or...
Yeah, of course I've always enjoyed
that
those
game is
games.
pretty complex, just like traffic flow.
Oh
and
yeah,
all that.
yeah,
I've
for
seen
sure.
some pretty wild.
There was some new stuff in there that I haven't played in yet. I can't even think of what they're. Because I just wanted to get my city going before I started delving into the new stuff. I think you can actually. I don't know if this is new, but I'm pretty sure you can get into a car that's just on the road and you can.
Oh, like a first person?
I think you can get in and take over things like that.
That's kind of cool.
There's all kinds of, disaster scenarios and stuff you can do. Obviously,
that's pretty typical for those kind of games.
I've been playing a little bit of that on the Xbox. Well, not on the Xbox, but on the PC. I really haven't played anything on the Xbox lately.
No.
Yeah, and then of course, the co-op games that I've been playing.
Yeah. Back to the single player stuff. I did start playing. I wanted to play Caves of Cud or a roguelike again.
Yep.
And so what I ended up playing is a game called Cogmind. And it's a traditional roguelike, which we did an episode on. Go check it out.
Right.
But you're basically playing a robot that gains sentience, and you're fighting the machine and trying to escape the facility.
Nice.
Really fun game. Lots of crazy things you can do. Like you can blow up a robot and then take its components and put it on your robot.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's a lot to it. It's very difficult.
Right.
As pretty much all traditional roguelikes are. But it's been really fun. I've been enjoying that. That and Foxhole.
Yeah.
I got back into Foxhole and I have been loving it. I miss that game a lot. It's a lot of fun. It is enjoyable. It is an MMO war game.
Right.
And the depth and complexity of that game is awesome. But
yeah, it's from what I can tell.
But what you need to know to play it is pretty small.
Right.
So it's a very low barrier to entry. It's fairly cheap as far as the game is concerned.
Right.
And the amount of time you can get out of it and the amount of fun you can have with it is pretty much limitless.
Right.
That being said, I've also gotten back into Hunt Showdown, which is a lot of fun.
That's mostly a co-op game, though.
And I finally
friends and stuff.
I finally beat level 20 in Luck to Be a Landlord. Which is this silly little game. It's a slot machine game.
Oh, okay.
So you spin the slot machine, and then after so many spins, you have to pay X amount of money,
right?
Or you start the run over again. And after every time you spin, you add a new icon to the slot machine,
right?
So it's kind of like a deck builder, but it has some weird mechanics to it.
Interesting.
But any other solo games? Or
yeah, I played Heroes Hour.
Oh, that's a good one.
I played that one.
That's a Heroes of Might and Magic clone.
Essentially, right? There are some huge differences though. One, the biggest difference by far is you don't when you're fighting, when you go up to another army, you fight the army. There is obviously the skip function most of the time, not all the time. Sometimes you can't skip the fight, but you literally, if you have 50 of this monster and 50 of this monster, you literally have 50 icons on the screen going to fight 50 other icons.
That's not stacked.
No, and you have a limit to the amount of army you can bring into a fight. So at the beginning of your fight, you'll have a choice of all your armies, and you pick which ones you want on the battlefield.
Yeah.
And then the rest sit in reserve.
And it's an auto battler, right?
Kind of, yes.
You can kind of direct the flow of guys.
Yeah, you can direct the flow and you can control your character's spells and stuff.
But for the
however.
most part, it could probably be considered an auto
Yeah,
battler.
it's a very
where it's pretty hands off.
right. Which in Heroes of Might and Magic, you don't want to do that because you'll be annihilated.
Yeah, you control your
9 times out of
movement
10.
and everything. Yeah.
And you don't fight like you have a stack of 30 knights. That's your whole stack. They don't. There's not 30 individual knights on the screen. It's just one stack of 30.
Yep. That is that and Songs of Conquest, which I've talked about tons of time, are the two were my introduction to the Heroes of Might and Magic genre.
Right. Yeah, it's an interesting game.
They're pretty fun. I like them a lot.
I guess though. I don't. The one thing that kind of disappointed me a little bit is there's no like, campaign mode. You just literally it's a skirmish thing. You just kind of just do that over and over, which is fine.
Which is what most people did for Heroes of Might and Magic.
Right.
Anyways.
No. Right. I like playing the campaign modes just because you get to experience everything they wanted you to experience in the game.
Yeah.
One way or another, whether you like it or not, you get to experience it.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been playing some of that too.
Yeah, that's a great game. We should do a co-op run of that sometime. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Is that like co-op? Okay, co-op. Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Teams or whatever.
Yeah, I bought some other games, but I haven't played them. So.
I guess the other one. I'll start with the first co-op game.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up playing in the Discord, and we're going to start playing more frequently an RTS called Northgard.
Oh, yep.
And it's a very, very simple rules for an RTS and very low micro management and stuff like that.
Yeah, you guys just started playing that and then deer hunting season kicked in.
Yeah. Basically, I was gone for 10 days.
Yeah, which turned off. I mean, that turns.
But I think we're going to play it this weekend.
Okay.
Or in a couple days.
Yeah, well, good.
So, but yeah, it's a really fun RTS. It's made by Shiro Games. You can pick it up on sale on Steam basically anytime.
Yeah, well, I think you can buy that on your mobile app.
I think they have it
cross-platform.
Yes, it is cross-platform. They have it for Xbox as well. It's one of the few RTSs you can play with a controller.
I think it popped up on my Play Pass that I have. That my wife, when we bought our phones and has it through Verizon, she also bought the Google Play Pass for like $5 a month.
Yep.
Which gives us access to all kinds of premium games, which were where I got Brotato.
Yeah.
So it popped up, hey, Brotato's now on Play Pass for free. You want to try it? I'm like, sure. But I think Northgard was on it too, and I'm pretty sure it said cross-platform.
But long story short, we played Northgard, and 3 of us had pretty extensive hours in it. Like, not crazy extensive, but like 40, 50 hours. Like, we knew the game well. And we had 3 players who were basically first time ever playing it.
Right.
And we divvied up the team. We did a free-for-all right away. And, of course, one of the older players ended up winning, or one of the more experienced players ended up winning. And then we did a team battle, and that was really fun. The games only take about an hour. There's a set limit to when they end.
Yep.
So it's not like StarCraft or a lot of the other RTSs where they could go for several hours.
Yeah, it goes for, people can't sit and just turtle down and wait forever.
But Northgard's been really, really fun. I've been enjoying that quite a bit.
Good.
What do you got for co-op games you've been playing? I know some of them we played together.
Yeah, well, of course, Project Zomboid, which I absolutely hate zombie games, but I like playing with my friends, so there we are.
Yeah, Project Zomboid's been a fun game.
Actually, even the first 2 times I played it, I probably didn't even like it. I had considered maybe not playing it. But I just decided that, you know what? It was my oldest spawn is the one inviting me to play the game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my youngest plays too. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just tough it out. Yeah. I'll tough it out like I did with freaking 7 Days to Die.
Yeah.
I'll just tough it out. And there's a lot to it. It's a pretty fun game. And the more and more I play it, the better, obviously, I'm getting at it, and I understand it more, and it's getting to be a little easier to play. I know though that it's going to come to a point where we're all just going to get bored because there's only just so much you can do.
And I kind of hit that a little bit before I went on my quote unquote extended vacation.
Right.
But I'm kind of excited to come back now because some things have changed, like the powers.
Yeah, no, the power's out. Yeah, there's no power left.
There's a new set of challenges to conquer.
Yeah.
And as long as there's a set of challenges to conquer, I'll play just about anything.
JT Crafters was off for 2 weeks too.
Yeah.
And with that guy not being on, the zombies all respawn on the highway now. So there's like hordes of thousands of zombies on the highway, which he had been pretty much keeping clean.
Yeah. So no, it'll be fun to come back and have a set of challenges
Yeah,
to
which I
conquer.
think will be, I don't remember the next day.
Monday.
Monday, yeah.
So
Mondays and
Thursdays.
Thursdays, yeah.
Yeah, so we play that twice a week, and Guff and I both play that one, like we said, and yeah, no, I played Zomboid way back in the day. I saw it had a ton of potential.
Yeah.
Picked it up, and then it sat in my library for years.
Yeah, no, exactly mine too.
And then,
I've owned it for a long time. I just never played it because, yeah, reasons, I guess.
Scott's oldest, who did the Eco podcast with us.
Yep, Lister.
He was like, yeah, let's play it, and everyone was like, yeah, we'll play it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it was a few people wanted to give it a whirl, so we just did it.
Another one we've been playing.
Yep.
That I'll talk about a little bit. It's another kind of survival crafty kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
We might do a full episode on it.
Yep.
I think that was the intention.
Okay.
But L.A.G.S.
Oh yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I've kind of come into the it's basically top down Minecraft. More or less.
Something similar, yeah.
But there's like more boss battles and some automation that you can
a lot of automation, which is there's so much I still haven't done yet.
It blends quite a few genres together, and it makes for a fun experience. It's absolutely dirt cheap. You can run it on a potato.
Yeah.
And it's been fairly enjoyable. I think I don't know how many hours I got into it. I think I got quite a few, about 12 hours. And yeah, it's been enjoyable. I think I'll still keep playing it, but it just.
Well, I want to keep playing it. Unfortunately, I've hit a spot now where I played just to automate the base, but I'm not tough enough. I haven't beat enough of the bosses yet to fight off the pirates by myself without losing half of my guards.
Yeah.
Which sucks because then I have to go and make enough money to buy these guards back.
Yeah.
And so playing solo when I'm vlogging, which is my own fault, because it did start off with everybody playing at the same time, but then it got to the point that, well, I wanted to adventure with you guys while you were exploring, but I still wanted to automate the base.
Yeah.
Because that's
one of my biggest gripes with survival crafting is that you have the idea of the camp mom.
Right.
More or less.
Well, right. We don't need one now.
Yeah,
it's all set up. And I think if we do it, I think we should start over at some point. Because the minute we get the base game, we can literally, I know now how the automation works. I don't have to spend hours and days playing. I don't spend 15 hours playing so I can learn automation.
We can set it up as we go.
Yeah, we can literally tell the first old guy what to do.
Yeah.
Like, dude, go farm. Put it in this chest. Done.
Good.
Every time we set a chest on the ground, we pick this is what we're putting in this chest.
Well, and I think a clean slate might help my attention span in the game too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because we talked about it. I came back into the game and I was like, I don't know. I just feel like we're way ahead of. Like I didn't really know where anything was. I didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
I just knew that, and like the only thing I could do for fun, quote unquote, was to fight off the pirates that invaded us, or to go out and explore.
Right.
But that's something I wanted to do co-op, anyways.
Right. The exploring. Yeah. No. Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know.
That's kind of what you and Lister both had told me, so that's why I went down that road of just automating the base by myself.
Yeah.
Because you and Lister were like. But with that, when you log in, obviously everything's changed a lot.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's advanced to a whole new society almost, which it hasn't. It's just more of what we had.
More of what we had. Yeah.
But it is a little confusing. I won't lie.
Yep.
Yes, L.A.G.S though. Yeah, we'll do a whole podcast on that.
Yeah, that was our next long form game to play in.
Yep. And we'll just restart it. And then play it like that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And then everything will be. We kind of have an idea. We can actually power game a little bit up to the point we are now.
Well, and I think like I said earlier too, one of my big things that I took away from playing Astroneer was that I felt like we set ourselves up for success almost too much. Like there was no challenge after a certain point because we had everything we needed.
Right.
And so I like the idea of like trying to like in L.A.G.S tackle that first boss a little earlier maybe to give us a little bit more challenge, and then we can progress even faster after that. And
well, I don't know how many bosses there are.
There's a lot,
but I know for sure we've only seen 5 of them.
We did.
And I think we've only killed 3 of them.
Let me go through them. We did Spooky Boy, the first one. We did Spider.
Well, yeah, you don't have a choice in that one.
Yeah.
You're just wandering around, and all of a sudden the spider comes out and tries to eat you.
We did Wizard Boy.
So the 3, yep,
And then those are like the 3 like
that we've completed,
quest ones. We also did Pirate King.
which I think we probably should have waited for because that one
That was
caused
a
us
tough
lot
one.
of issues.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, he's nice. He's a nice guy to work in camp, though.
Yep. And then we've seen 2 others.
Yep.
We've seen the Vulture, and we've seen the Worm.
I have not seen the worm.
Oh my god, that
No,
Worm! I don't know how we're gonna fight it.
I don't know
It's
either.
so hard. But yeah,
And I know I'm pretty sure there's more after that,
there's tons. Yeah.
but I don't know anything past that because I literally just played the camp woman and that camp
Mom.
mom,
Yeah.
and just I wanted to set it up so I didn't have to worry about where our food was coming from.
Yeah.
And like you could sit there and literally just play farming the whole game.
Yep.
You literally could. But if you set up automation, they just do it for you while you're gone.
Yeah, it's kind of like a colony sim style.
Yeah, which is nice. It was really nice now. Like if I logged the server and now it would just there'd be nothing we have to worry about, you and I. We could just literally go, let's run out and go kill the boss. Or die to the boss.
More likely die to the boss.
We do have to work up to it.
Yeah.
Skipping is probably not the right way to do things.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot of stuff with that game that we can do. So like I'm not opposed to going back to it. It's just I was a little burnt out on survival crafting.
right.
And we went from one survival crafting to another.
Yeah.
In really quick succession. So it was
Best way to do it.
it was I can only play so much of that kind of game.
Damn.
Factory games and strategy games I could do all day long.
Right.
But specifically that crafting genre, I burn out really. My threshold is really low for that kind of game.
Well, we will restart that at some point and
Other
post
games
it Discord.
I did end up playing a little bit recently.
You were playing StarCraft earlier.
I was playing I came back to StarCraft. Yeah. I've had the RTS itch for a while.
Right.
And I'll probably pick up Call to Arms Ostfront at some point because that's an RTS that is a co-op one that we've been playing.
Yeah, I was watching them play that last night, and it looked very, very attractive game.
Yeah.
I like an RTS, and then in that RTS you can just take over an individual unit.
Yeah, it's an RTS FPS kind of, I think.
Which I know at one point they had a tank that was trying to do its own thing, just wander off.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we need you over here to defend this part.
Yeah.
And the tank's just like, nah, I'm going to go over here.
Yeah.
So they just took it over, went in, and took care of the problem.
Yeah, set up a patrol path forward or whatever.
It was like, wow, that was really cool.
I did, like I said, I picked up StarCraft again. I also re-downloaded Company of Heroes 3. That game has cooked quite a bit.
Right.
And it looks a lot better than its kind of shaky release.
Right.
So I do intend on going back to that. And there's tons of games I've been playing. Other small ones like Kingdom. I finally got down and played Kingdom a little bit.
I don't know if I'll ever play that one. I don't like side scrollers. It's the same reason I don't like Terraria.
It's an interesting game. It's kind of a tower defense.
I guess I don't mind it. I just don't. It's not something. It's not the first thing I wake up in the morning and go, I want to play a side scroller.
Yeah.
Although I have been playing a lot of MechWarrior 5.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit.
I played that a lot of Singleton for a long time. I'm not even probably halfway through the campaign because it takes forever.
Yeah, they're pretty long campaigns. Well, everything in the BattleTech universe takes forever, it seems like.
But then this group we're playing with now, it was a little rough to start with. I think for everybody, for different reasons. I think now though a little browbeating and a little. I think once you learn the function and role of a particular spot and you play that role, and everybody understands that's the role you're playing, I think it works out pretty smooth. Unfortunately, you get players that want to deviate the role. Now, there's only one role you can do that in. If you're if you have your frontline guy, he's the tank. That's what he does.
What is MechWarrior 5, by the way?
MechWarrior 5 is a battle. It is giant robots fighting on a field.
And you control a single robot.
Yeah, you control a single robot. If you're playing in a single player, you control all four by through commands. Yeah, they have AI pilots which suck, but it's much better with a group of people.
Yes,
even if they suck. Yeah. 4 sucky players is better than 1 good player and 3 sucky AI. I promise you. Okay, it's just more fun with your friends, and I mean, like it's just there's you have a tonnage limit and you have mechs and you gather more mechs throughout the game.
Yeah,
You can buy mechs and trade mechs and
there's a campaign system and an economic
career
stuff.
system and all that stuff. Yeah, and it's literally you can play. You probably could play as long as you wanted to.
Yeah,
I don't think there
I think
really
you
is
can.
an
I don't
ending
think there's
to it.
a limit.
And I've always enjoyed it back in the days of Mech Warrior 3, which is the first Mech Warrior game I played. Obviously, there was the Xbox version of
Yeah.
Mech Assault.
No.
I've also played Mech Commander,
Yeah.
which was I absolutely loved. And then there's BattleTech, which is kind of the same thing.
It's the same universe. It's just one's a turn-based.
Yeah, I think the way I was trying to explain it to some of the other guys, and I might be completely wrong, but I know back in the day, BattleTech was literally an RPG too.
There's
And it
a
was made
tabletop
by
RPG for it.
FASA?
I can't remember, but there's a
FASA?
tabletop RPG for it.
Right. And then Mech Commander was made by somebody else underneath the license.
Yeah.
And so I know sometimes some of the mechs don't make it over to certain things.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it has to do with licensing.
Probably.
Because, like, if Mech Warrior 3 says we're going to buy the licensing for this era and we're going to pay this much money, they don't get access to maybe the Clan Wars.
Yeah.
And so you never get to play with the Cad Cat.
Yeah. And I should say, I should correct myself a little bit. There is a tabletop RPG for it, but it did start as a tabletop war game.
Yeah.
Like a mini war
Yeah,
game.
yeah. It's been re-released. I actually have a couple somewhere around.
Yeah, we played it a little bit. A couple of the guys in
Yeah.
the shop, and it's pretty fun. It's a hex-based movement, and you get hit in certain areas and stuff. You have to keep track of all that. It's pretty fun.
But yeah, it's a absolutely fun PC game. It is a little. You got to have a little more robust PC to play it. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't have to. You don't have to need the top of the line game, for sure. But you need to have at least a 1080 or 1060 to probably play it, which is still fairly old. That's what.
It's fairly old roof place.
But if you have anything less than that, you're probably going to notice.
You're going to be struggling, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to be playing it on your mom's laptop.
No, you're not going to play it on the potato either, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a fun game. I enjoy that.
You learn a lot about your friends when you're playing stuff like that.
Yeah.
You learn that maybe they're not all your friends.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
Cool.
But you just learn a lot of stuff on it when you're playing.
So yeah, that's unless you got anything else, that's kind of what we've been playing lately.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I mean, I played my mobile games and do that once in a while.
All right.
Alrighty. That's all I got for you. I don't have any other games, so.
All right, we'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good night. Peace.
Good night.